Hello, everybody. We're back to these Wednesday videos on the book of Colossians. If you remember back before Thanksgiving, I had said we would not be making Wednesday videos on the Christmas series, God With Us. But when we got to the first of the year, we would restart them. I was supposed to preach this last Sunday on Colossians chapter 3, but the snow kicked us out, so we'll start this week. But this video is to prepare you for Sunday. So I want to talk about that today. I also want to talk to you about an opportunity for growth in discipleship, a program called Rooted. So we'll get to that after we talk about Colossians. So first, here's what I'm asking from you. Colossians chapter 3, 1 to 14, I'm going to do 2 sermons on it. And I'm asking you to read it every day this week. Colossians chapter 3, 1 to 14. Actually, read the whole chapter. My sermons will focus on 1 to 14. And here's why. This passage, the concepts in this passage, which are the same as the concepts in passages in Ephesians 2, Ephesians 4, Romans 6, is about our union with Christ. We died with him. We were buried with him. We were raised with him. And Ephesians even says we ascended to the right hand of God with Christ. This is life-changing. It is radically life-changing. It changed my life 35 years ago. And I see these 2 sermons coming up maybe as the crescendo of my teaching ministry at Cornerstone. It's not my last teaching, don't worry about that. But I think it might be the most important messages I've ever brought to this church. So I hope you come and listen to them. And even more important, that here's what I'm asking you to do this week. And that is every day, read Colossians chapter 3. And if we went back to chapter 2:20, it says, if you died with Christ, why do you keep submitting to the principles of the world? Well, in chapter 3, verse 1, it says, if you've been raised with Christ, seek things above where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. And what we learn there is that we have this new life in Christ. It's hidden with him in heaven. But it's a new life. It's not the old one. But yet there's the remnant of the old still in us that was selfish and wants to seek after things that is dishonoring to God and harmful to us. Paul says in chapter 3, verse 5, I want you to meditate on this, put to death that which is earthly in you. And he'll describe what earthly means there, what we're supposed to put to death. As it goes on, it talks about in chapter 3, verse 9 and verse 10, put off the old man, put on the new man. And it literally says that in Greek, put off the old man. But what it's saying is your former identity before Jesus, it's still hanging around. It's not your true identity, it's your former identity. But it's still hanging around and it has a power over you. So put it off. But then there's the next thing, when you put something off, you have to put something on. Put on the new man, which is Christ-likeness. He's going to explain what that looks like in verses 12 to 14. So, like I said, this is radically life-changing. And I hope you will engage with me, Colossians 3, 1 to 14, or the whole chapter, read the whole chapter, and be here Sunday morning for these messages. The second thing is Rooted. Rooted is a program I used at Grace Church for years. Took over 1,000 people through it. It is a 10-week discipleship program that involves 3 experiences. These experiences are prayer and fasting, experience of serving, getting out and serving people, experiences of sharing your testimony, telling people why you follow Jesus. And it's 10 weeks long. It'll be Thursday night. The last week of January will start. It'll go to the week before Easter, 10 weeks in a row. There'll be 6:30 to 8, if I didn't say that already. There'll be childcare if you have children. That is paid for. You don't have to pay for it. And I want to tell you, and I know I've already said about life change, but this will radically, in a real way, motivate you to live the Christian life that I think we all want to live, but maybe we don't know how. Rooted will give us some tools to do that. So you'll hear more about it Sunday, opportunity to sign up Sunday. So it'll cost $25 for the workbooks. And if you can't afford that, then don't worry about that. Just come. So those are the 2 things I wanted to tell you about. Colossians chapter 3, read the whole chapter this week. Focus in on what it means to be raised with Christ. Put to death that which is old in you or the earthly in you. And putting on the new while you put off the old. Meditate on that this week. And get ready to hear about Rooted on Sunday. I'm very excited about this week. I don't care what the snow is. We're having service. I better be careful there, huh? I'm looking forward to seeing you. We'll see you then.